Folks, one of my favorite shows is Ballers, and one of the stars of Ballers is here in the studio with me, plays Reggie. London Brown is in the house. Welcome to Sirius XM.
How's it going, brother?
Fine, good to see you, man. When he came in, he asked what's up. I said everything is everything, and that's actually his tattoo. Show that for the camera. We filming. You see that?
There we go. It's official, man.
Everything is everything.
Everything is everything, man.
I asked you, share with the audience why you picked that. Why does that resonate with you?
Everything is everything for me means that things are as they should be. So I don't panic too much about anything. So if I'm supposed to be here, and if it's for me, it's for me. If it's not, it's not. And I'll leave it to that.
Yeah.
But also I'm always consistently more so working towards the things that I want. So I live in anticipation of things to come.
So what does that mean? What are the things you want? What are you looking for?
I just it's like a checklist that's been getting crossed out along the way. The first thing was, I remember when I was younger, just getting out of my mom's house. Let me just get off her couch. And then it was, as I grow, so does my desires and my demands.
I see.
So it would be simple things like, man, let me just make enough money for gas. So when but now I don't have.
You living in L.A.?
Yes, I'm in L.A.
Yeah, well, that's real. You making enough money for gas.
Yeah.
How old are you, man?
I'm 37.
Yeah. Folks, still, the struggle is real.
Yeah. So now it's not gas anymore, but it's more things like, I'm like, hey, I need to book this kind of film or work with these people and stuff like that. So.
Yeah. Well, congratulations on the show. Before we get into that though, you're in town for Men's Fashion Week, is that right?
Yes, that's why I'm here.
Tell us all about that. What are you doing with that?
So
you're fashionable right now. Got the
I
hat
try,
on.
But listen, this is why I talk about this too, because I do stand up, of course. But
yeah.
And so in my stand up, I talk about this, which is a real issue where black men are held to a totally different standard when it comes to how we dress. Right?
Mm-hmm.
We don't get the same kind of passes that white guys get. Like a white guy can come here right now with a torn shirt.
That's right.
Ripped jeans, flip-flops. Like, oh, he must be in a band.
Yeah, that's true.
Now, let you or I come here with a torn shirt, ripped jeans, flip-flops. Like, that dude unemployed. It's different. So for me, I am very conscious of what I look like so that I can, because people deal with you differently. Like when I take a flight, I know I have a lot of friends who they travel in sweats and flip-flops and scarves. I don't. People deal with you differently. You got to stand in line a little longer.
What's up with it? Why is it different for us? Why do we judge them?
I think because of just stereotypes that have been pushed. Yeah. And so I make sure to, whatever people, think they might have, I know upon meeting me, they be like, oh, I kind of thought this, but yo, dude, it's real cool.
Yeah.
I like breaking some of that stuff when I see people, or I run into people, and there's like a dude, shout out to Reese, he was in the lobby, and he says to me, he comes up because he watched the show.
Yeah.
And he says, man, no, I'm surprised they didn't bombard you in the front. I'm like, nobody knows me. He said, well, you don't watch the show. But what it comes down to, there's nothing about me necessarily that's begging for anybody's attention. I'm real chill, real approachable. As people will find on my Instagram, I make sure that I acknowledge people because people don't have to come up and speak to me. So I appreciate people just wanting to, have a word or two or get a photo because they don't have to.
Well, I disagree. You do stand out, man, with the whole fashion piece. So what are you doing with Fashion Week? Are you doing anything special, or are you?
Right now, interviews, making appearances, networking.
Yeah.
And I'm just building. And some of these people, I ran into a couple people that I was fans of. Shout out to DJ Clark Kent. And just seeing the different lines of things that are out. And some new technology where I found out last night, they put chips in the clothes so that you can use your phone, scan the brand of the clothes, and purchase the clothes by phone.
Wow.
I didn't know they did.
Yeah,
so those are things you find out at Fashion Week. So.
In any particular designers you are partial to?
Oh, it's a few. Let me not call one over the other.
Okay.
Then they say, well, they had a packet for me, and then they say, you give me a shout out.
Yeah, don't do that.
But I like all of them.
You like all of them. So how's the show going? You enjoying it?
Yeah, we just finished the season. It comes out August 12th.
Right.
But filming is cool, and then we're in L.A. I'm from L.A., so it allows me to, when I finish on set, then it allows me to get to the club. Yeah. And do my my regular life. Right. Because we was in Miami the first 2 seasons, so those that's some time apart.
Yeah, that's different. So you're back home now, and you're right there in your piece. You play Reggie. The undefeated headline was it last year before London Brown is the most hated character on Ballers. How you feel about that headline? You all right with that?
For me, people always apologize. Hey man, I really didn't like your character. It ain't personal. I'm like, listen, that ain't me. That's what acting is. That's what we go to school. What we do so that we can take on the characteristics of, or bring our characteristics and some of what they got and develop them into somebody else. So I don't mind. I feel like people should be emotionally involved. It lets me know, one, it keeps me from not getting swept in the mix of everybody else, because a lot of talented people on there and who got serious resumes.
Right.
So
set you apart.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, good. If people are bothered, that means you're watching me.
How would you best describe your character?
Reggie is a guy from the hood who's a little reckless at times, but is maturing along the way as he gets more involved in his friend's business. At first, he just was spending some money, and all he knew was to protect his friend. But now, as the seasons go on, he's becoming more involved. We see him taking more of an initiative to be more responsible. And so, because of the responsibilities that they're giving him, it's causing him to level up to match it. So, within himself. So I think that people are gonna start liking Reggie. I mean, he's still cut up, but I think that's what makes it fun. That's why people watch the show. You need somebody to not like.
Well, I've noticed he's begun to mature a bit, but those of you who haven't seen the show, and you really should see it. Your boy is a football player. Can't think his name right now.
Vernon.
And you're there with him. Honestly, you're one of the guys who hangs out in the posse. You're there. You end up kind of becoming, as time goes on, you become a partner. But for a minute, you calling shots.
Right.
And Dwayne Johnson's like, no, dude, you ain't no shot calling in this situation.
Exactly.
And that's his agent. But that's real. I mean, folks have a crew around them sometimes, and they take care of their crew, and then sometimes the crew ends up calling shots. So
the funny thing is, I've run into sports agents and different people, and they tell me, they're like, yo, that guy he's a real guy. And they have more problems with the character that I play than the actual
athlete.
Yeah.
So when you read for the part, did it read that way, obnoxious dude? Did you see it that way when you read it? Or?
Initially, I was only supposed to be in Ballers maybe an episode or two. I was kind of like a side idea.
Okay.
And also, I was supposed to be fat. Obviously, hence the name. And so when I read it, I was able to see that
You're supposed to be fat.
Fat. I was supposed to be the fat best friend. There's nothing about me, obviously, that is fat. But let me. This how God works. This how good God is. But
okay.
Anyway, so I read the part. I was like, yo, there's some stuff in there that I can do. But when I first came in, I was theatrical. If you ain't got my friend's money, things gonna have to change. It was real. They say, yo, London's 30 minutes, lighten it up. And I come from stand up, so to be able to turn on the funny was not a problem, to lighten it up. So once they were able to see that I had some range within a couple minutes, because on set they don't have time to be giving acting lessons. Money is time, time is money.
So you gotta
be
ready with it.
Is it, can he adjust? You're like, oh, you adjust well, boom. And then I think between the two of us, we were able to find this place for Reggie to exist, which was, it depends on how you see him, but he could be funny at times. He could be annoying. He can be caring for his boy. So I think we just kind of developed it, and they were cool. We had some really great directors that allowed me to push Reggie, I think, where I felt he could go.
Well, if you weren't supposed to be on an episode or two, I mean, obviously you killed it because you in there now.
After the audition, I think that's when they decided to make Reggie a lead on the show, and I don't even think they had it really worked out for me to be the antagonist, but it worked out that way. So, which was a good look for me on season 1, was to be the antagonist. It kind of gave me some light,
Right, so, as you said, it set you apart.
Yeah.
The thing I like about the show, any one of us who loves sports, you love the show because it kind of gives you an idea what goes on off the field. And as you mentioned, even about your character, it's not at all unrealistic. I mean, those are the dynamics. People are human beings, flawed personalities, all of that. What's it like working with The Rock?
Dwayne is so cool. Hold on. I don't want to be that guy with the shades on the whole interview.
No, you good. Those some nice shades too, by the way.
Thank you, man. I appreciate
you. You might need Litos here.
I'm sorry, your mic went out. It went right
My phone
out.
started breaking up.
No, working with Dwayne, how's it work? Dwayne is super cool. Dwayne is so cool though. Dwayne don't like to close his eyes when he sneezes. Do you know how hard it is to keep your eyes open? Dwayne don't close his eyes. Dwayne, we on set. He said, "Yo, Dwayne, are you okay? Your allergy?" He says, "I'll be there in a minute." No
Oh my
eyes.
God, that's a little scary.
The eyes be open. That's how cool he is.
Yeah.
He's never in a slouch. Dwayne is always like photo ready. He's like always like. He's
Yeah.
always. He's so cool though. Real nice guy, humble dude, which creates an incredible atmosphere to work in, because with the resumes on the show, people easily could be, in their trailers all day. But Dwayne is cool.
Yeah, he's just
he
down
sets
there,
the
right?
tone.
Seems like
So
it.
everybody, usually when I run to people on the street, say, "Yo, I ran into your co-star, this person." Everybody was coming like, "Yeah, everybody is cool.
That's good.
There's
That's
no
good.
egos. Everybody's very, very chill."
London Brown with us, folks. So, which one more so, stand-up comedian or actor, or is there any delineation as you see it?
For me, they kind of work hand in hand, only because when I do stand-up, we do what's called act out. So when we're describing whatever the bit is, we will act it out, or the character and different things. But I would have to say maybe stand-up first, because stand-up is all me. Like, I don't have to have I don't need anyone's permission to do it. I can do it 5-7 days a week and say what I like to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I take stand-up.
Comedic influences, any icons you studied or people who
people I like or I listen to. I like Martin Lawrence. I like Martin's stand-up. He's an incredible host. But the stuff that he did on his show, in acting we call them moments. Moments are just these like special like nuances.
Mm-hmm.
And he has so many moments on Martin that we can still watch him today and find something new to laugh about. And it's over 20 years old.
Right.
Right. But I listen to, everybody from the Chappelles to Patrice O'Neal, rest in peace to him. But there's just a couple people, and then even with Chris Tucker, we toured together, and I still can go back and watch a Friday or Rush Hour and still laugh.
It's still funny.
The same way. So, there's a couple people.
Yeah. So what other projects you working on, man?
Right now I'm just on the road doing stand-up.
Okay.
Not just on the road. I'm on the road doing stand-up. And so I'm doing dates where I'm the headliner, but then I also go out with Paul Mooney sometimes.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, Paul Mooney is, Paul Mooney's black and white about everything.
Yeah.
It don't matter.
Yeah.
We spoke, and I had a chance to speak to him before I went on stage, and I said, "Paul Mooney, how do you feel about what's going on?" He's always like, "White people, they scare me. It's the truth. They scare me. All of them. They want to save Earth, Poison Ivy. They're slick. They scare me."
Yeah.
As I said,
you sound just like him.
Paul is great, man.
Yeah.
Paul is of course he wrote for Richard Pryor and everything else. So just being able to just sit down and talk with him, and then do my little bit of him within the show. I think the audience.
I know they do, because you got him down. You got him down.
Yeah, I'm on the road, and then I'm also working on a book right now because I do photography. So
A book of photography?
Yes, I'm shooting, and in fact, I got my camera with me now. I was out yesterday and forgot it, and missed a bunch of great shots. But I say, when you come to New York, you gotta have a camera because it's just special here.
All right.
The texture of the city is great here.
Oh yeah. You have to do. I was reminded of this thing the other day. You have to do. You've heard of Manhattan Hinge?
Mm-mm.
So that's when, you know what that is, right, Andrew? So when you have to look west down, streets with tall buildings,
Okay.
and watch the sun set between the buildings. Am I describing it right? But you got to be in just the right place.
Okay.
Just Google it. Do Manhattan Hinge, and you see all. Now that's the shot.
Okay.
You got to be right at sunset.
Okay.
Looking west, which is this way.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got some iconic shots,
I am on
especially,
it.
but it's best when it's street level, because you can see the sun going down in between the buildings. It's like Stonehenge in Manhattan.
I'm on it.
So check it out. You mentioned Paul. My former co-host was Dick Gregory, and he used to,
Oh wow.
work with Paul all the time.
Yeah,
and they were
yeah.
last touring together before Dick passed
Yeah,
away.
peace be upon him.
Yeah.
I had a chance to talk to him.
You did?
Yeah, in D.C. one time. I was out on the road with Chris, and we spoke for a hot minute.
Yeah.
So yeah, he was definitely the real deal.
Any other film work you got coming up?
I did a project called independent project called Asia A, where I played like a paralyzed athlete, from like the neck down, or no, I think like waist down, and so real different from ballers and from the other stuff that I've done. You know, dramatic and crying and all kinds of stuff, which was an interesting process for me to have to do, because just understanding how, as an actor, even just having to be aware of or cognitive of just really doing homework on some stuff.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that works, and it's made it to some film festivals, and we'll see. So right now I'm still just on this grind and auditioning and all of that kind of stuff, man.
Any thoughts about any plans to put some of your stand-up on film? Folks going up on Netflix and whatnot and all that.
I've heard. I've been presented a few ideas.
Okay.
And so in fact, by the end of this month, I got to go to Montreal for Just for Laughs. So
okay, cool.
So everything is a process. I'm just, I always feel like, a special should be special. So I don't want to rush it, but I just want to keep working it out on the material, so that when it hits, it hits.
I want to acknowledge your brother, who you lost recently.
Yeah.
Right? Tell us about that.
So my brother, in 2015, right before we went into shooting season 2, my brother came down from college, and he was here to try for one of the Los Angeles Lakers teams, and he was at a friend's house, and long story short was that he got murdered in a drive-by. And so what it felt like was like, it's like going to see whatever your favorite action film is, and at the climatic portion of the film, someone turns the lights on and they just say, and you're like, yo, stop. Yo, we wasn't done. It just stops. Nobody, there's no explanation. We just, why are the lights on? Hey, that's the end of the film. You got your popcorn, you got your soda, your girlfriend or your boyfriend is with you, whoever you're with, and nobody says nothing. It just stops. And so for me, it was an interesting place to be in, because I had to go out to film. In fact, what happened was I buried my brother.
How old was he?
My brother was 25, which is the stats for young men dying in L.A. And the interesting thing about it was, I thought, because we had lived in the hood, like next door to some gang members, 5 houses down from another set of gang members, we walked to school, we was used to that. So when my mother had moved slightly out the hood, we thought we had escaped that a little bit, because my mom, we stayed next to, there were no apartments on our block at that point. That means something in the hood. So, and so for that to happen, it just really wrecked us, or it wrecked all of us. And there's a part of me that's always sad on the inside of me, though I'm very, very happy, or I'm very content. I like where things are, but there's a part of me that's why I don't, as far as therapy, people ask me, have you gone to therapy? I don't want to go to a therapy session and be taught or trained, conditioned to lose that sympathy, that empathy, and all of that stuff that I connect with to my brother. And I like being able to still have a part of that. So when we were out filming, I didn't even cry before my brother. I thought something was medically wrong because I had never cried before.
Yeah.
I didn't understand that outside of acting. Yeah. And so when the whole thing happened, I had to learn how to cry. I didn't even want to cry by myself.
Wow.
I didn't know. I'm telling you, and I'm still learning how to process that. Fortunately, I'm doing stand up. I'm living life, and things are going. So out of that, it caused me to throw myself into work and to a place of focus. So anything I do, whether that means the way I dress, or for people following me on Instagram, I cook, or even the way I smell, I want to do things and execute them very accurately with a focus, so I don't waste time doing them, because I think somewhere in there subconsciously it just let me know that we don't have as much time as we think we do.
In your stand-up, London, do you ever address social issues, like, let's say, gun violence or stuff like that? Do you ever talk about that?
Yeah, I right now I do address social things. There's some stuff in my material where I address how things are for white people versus black people.
Right.
And then always on my social media, there's something addressing. I just want things to be fair. That's all. I'm not looking for anything special. Like, I'm like, listen, man. If we're gonna sit down and play this game of spades, I want the same amount of cards that everybody else has. Someone asked me the other day. I saw this post and it's basically just about how we all get opportunities. And I said, yeah, but it's different. It's not always the same, and that bothers me because I just want everybody. I want to let's be fair.
Yeah.
That's it, man. I'm not asking for anything special.
Yeah.
So anyway, in my set, especially when I get on the road, sometimes I do a room that's 98% white, and so for me, I don't have like a black set and a white set.
Right. Okay. Good.
The same set, man.
Yeah. Well, that's what's up, man.
Yeah.
I always like to ask black actors this: if you could portray an historical figure on screen, who would it be? Who do you see yourself fitting in at?
There were a couple.
Okay.
Low-key, shout out to my boy Woody. I ran into him at the Black Film Festival out in Miami. And at one point, I really thought I was going to play Bobby Brown. At one point.
Really?
I really thought. I was like, you know what?
I can see that.
I can do the Bobby Brown thing. But he did such a great job. This is when I was like young. I just thought, because I'm a fan of Bobby Brown. Historical figure. You know what? I don't know. I don't know, man. Because sometimes it's like that. Like, sometimes we don't even know. Like, for example, back in the day, had somebody said Jamie Foxx is going to play Ray, we're not even thinking.
You're not even that right.
And then we see him, we just like, oh, wow. Or even with the stuff that we see Denzel do. I couldn't get Denzel, the image of Denzel Washington out of my mind from who the real Malcolm X was. Because he did it so cold.
Right.
And, okay, I say it again. He had the voice and everything. We was like, he was cold. But, okay, listen, okay. You didn't land on Plymouth Rock land. He had the speech down. Don't you? You hear how he says the word, most would say against. He says against. Yeah. Only Denzel, don't you ever in your life say anything against my mother. I said, oh God, Denzel is so cold.
You got these impressions down, brother.
You know what? My family does them. I didn't think they were special because everyone does them. My mom and my brother does a nice Kanye West and all these different people. But I didn't know it was special until I got into stand-up. And then people said, oh, that's something. Because I used to watch the movies when I was younger. I said, man, you see the scene out of, when Training Day? Listen, it's not what you know, it's what you can prove, huh? You want my job? You got it. I'm telling the story because I tell a story. But then my friend said, yo, that's something, you should do something with that. So
you got Denzel now, man. Denzel ever heard you do that?
He hasn't. Oh, I don't know if he has. I don't think so. Maybe unless somebody pulled up an interview, or maybe he'll watch this interview. But I am a fan. Of course, working with his son.
Right, that's right. It is his son.
JD has come out to a couple
It took people
shows.
a minute to get that. I don't think people realized that the whole first season.
No.
I think some of us did. We kind of okay, but then when the women found out.
That's when
it went viral and everybody freaked out. And it was kind of like, I said, well, I knew that. What y'all tripping off? But it's like, wait a minute, that's his son. And the sisters went berserk.
And white people also did too, because for a long time, we look alike to them. Well, I'll get stopped by white people all the time. Bro, I freaking love how you do your part so good, bro. I love how you catch the ball. You look a real athlete. I'm like, I never touch a ball in ballers. I don't know anything about. But he got a beard too. He right. JD Short,
full thick
6'1". Well, shout out to JD.
But you know what Dick Gregory used to say? We must not all look alike to them, because he said no white person ever mistook him for Barack Obama.
Yeah, that's facts. That's the truth.
So we must not look that much alike. Brother, really a pleasure to meet you, man. And you're doing great things and positive things. Website where people can keep up with you. And all your tour dates, too. Are they on the website?
Yeah, not yet. They're coming in as they coming out. Cool. At Real London Brown, you can catch up with me there. Follow me. I interact with my followers all the time. If you run into me on the street, please, hey, I'm approachable. Don't feel that way.
All right, brother. Keep it good. Ballers.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you.
Premiere August 12th.
August 12th.
On HBO. I love the show, folks. Enjoy it.
Can I put a quick shout out?
Please, man.
Real quick, man. I have to make sure I acknowledge people along the way.
Come on, take your time.
People such as Karen. She's here making sure things happen.
Hey, Karen.
So she does such a great job. Byron, Nora, Mark Swinton, my family, and those who pray for my followers. I appreciate my followers who are watching me, because I understand that people. it takes a team, even though it feels alone. But I know there are people that do things. They don't have to do things for me. And shout out to Enz Mitchell, the Comedy Union, and the people that book me.
Yeah.
I appreciate y'all on HBO. Thank you.
And you know what? I commend you for that, because a lot of people don't do that. A lot of people don't thank nobody. And so it says a lot about you and, where you were raised and everything that you do that. So
yeah, man.
That's great, man.
Yes, thank you. I appreciate you, brother.
Appreciate you. Yeah, listen, man, we doing this. Hey, what's up, Instagram fam? What's
Boom.
happening? Yeah. All right, folks. London Brown, Ballers, Real London Brown on all of his social media. Y'all got to check out the show though. It's great. You really enjoy it. The brothers went in there, supposed to do one show.
Boom.
And is on there every episode. So check him out. All right, London Brown, y'all. Thank you.